Two for one day here. We're going to test antennas, and we're also going to test the Luiton LT-310SDR Mini SSB radio. Welcome to Hack a Week. So yeah, two for one day. We're going to test a couple things. First of all, we're going to test the range of the Luiton LT-310SDR. Going to drive out to about 8 miles, make a few stops along the way. Also, on the way out, I'm going to test the permanent mount Stryker SR A10 Antenna. And on the way back, we're going to test it with the mag mount. And I'm going to record it here on the base station, and we'll see what kind of results we get. Also, find out what kind of noise differences there are between the two antennas on the receive end on the Luiton. So in the Eurovan, I've got a wood headliner I put in. I've already removed the screws along the perimeter on this side, so I can pull it down and access. Oops, hello there. That was nothing to worry about. I can pull it down to get access inside here for the coax to come through, where I need to tighten up the nut on the back side of it. So I'll show you what I'm going to install. Here is the coax I'm going to install. It's got a right angle mount with a large nut on top that's got a large ring to it, so it's a ring nut, and then underneath another nut, so I can tighten one against the other and get it adjusted just right so that that Stryker antenna will screw right down onto it. There's a rubber washer built into the bottom of that antenna, so that should seal the connector from any water. Plus, I'm going to put a rubber gasket between the roof and that ring, and then it'll ground to the body via that nut on the bottom. So first thing is to drill a hole in the roof.
Okay, let's drill a hole into a perfectly good roof. That should be big enough. Yes, perfect. See, this measures 5/8, but I went 11/16 because the unibits always leave a little left behind. So that's good. All right, I just got to clean it up from the inside now with a little bit of filing. I think I can do better with the Dremel at an angle like so. Trying to get in there through that little hole, or even from the side, is pretty difficult. So let's try this. Yep, that's gonna work. Just gotta keep at it. Gonna get out the old no oxide, as in no oxidation, and I'm gonna smear some of that on this connector at its base. Helps with corrosion, also helps with conductivity. Alright, let's try that. That's good, good. That washer's sealing up against that ring nut. It's on a slope kind of a thing. It's chamfered, so it's going to squish right into it. So I think we're good on that. So I've just got to back this all off, take that nut back off, get some 3M weather strip adhesive on there to seal it, tighten it up, and move on. So one last thing here, right before the antenna, as close as we can get it, I've put a FT240 61 mix toroid ring with 12 turns of the coax around it. Alright, this is the stuff, man. I swear by it. I love this stuff. I've used it for so much besides weather strip adhesive, which it's also really, really good for, by the way. That's it. That's about as far as I dare to go. Okay, there we go. The dome light's back in. Coax is running diagonally towards the top of the A pillar.
and then I tucked it into the A-pillar and it runs down and goes into the dash. Then it exits here and runs into that hole, runs down below the dash, and then I've got it routed across here, and it comes out here by the radio. I'm not doing a permanent install on this. This is just gonna do a ride along on top of the QT60 here, and I tapped into the power cable for that. Just pretty simple solution. A couple of toothpicks, strip the wire, and shove them in there.
Baker Dino 059, 3 miles out, power level 1, permanent mount. Baker Dino 059, 3 miles out, power level 2, permanent mount. Baker Dino 059, 3 miles out, power level 3, permanent mount. Baker Dino 059, 8.5 miles out, power level 1, permanent mount antenna. Baker Dino 059, 8.5 miles out, permanent mount antenna, power level 2. Baker Dino 059, 8.5 miles out, permanent mount antenna, power level 3. Baker Dino 059, mag mount antenna, 8.5 miles out, power level 1. Baker Dino 059, 8.5 miles out, mag mount antenna, power level 2. Baker Dino 059, mag mount antenna, 8.5 miles out, power level 3. Baker Dino 059, 3 miles out, mag mount antenna, power level 1. Baker Dino 059, mag mount antenna, 3 miles out, power level 2. Baker Dino 059, 3 miles out, mag mount antenna, power level 3.
So the conclusion, mag mount versus permanent mount, not really huge differences on the receive side. I mean, I can hear a little bit. They both got out to 8 miles okay. There might be a little more noise, maybe, in the receive coming from the mag mount. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It's so minimal that, you know, you can hardly hear it. Point is I could hear it. It was audible. It was, you know, had clarity. But the big difference with the antennas inside the van was the noise factor. Wow. I mean, easily 40% more noise getting picked up just from RF and the environment as I was driving around, and from the HID headlights, high intensity discharge headlights. Those things have a little circuit in them that makes this really high frequency pulse for the xenon bulb. Actually, it's not LED, they're xenons, but mine do definitely make some noise. Now that choke that I put on the permanent mount antenna definitely helps a bit with that. It is still there a little bit. It kind of depends on reflectivity from environment around you, etc. But the noise factor on the mag mount definitely higher, a whole bunch more. Picked up a lot of stuff just from the environment I was driving around. And the permanent mount, not so much, much quieter. So permanent mount actually makes a big difference. Now in the range, if I was to go further and actually go over the next mountain range and see, maybe a little bit more with the permanent because I got a better ground plane, but I'm not going to go to that extent. This is just kind of a good basic test of the range. Very capable little radio, that Luiton. Seems like it's going to do a really good job. And of course, you know, it all depends too on the old sun and what kind of conditions we have. But decent little radio, you can stuff it in there in a lot of places, like I said in the other video. I might hang on to that one and put it in my Nissan Pathfinder. I'm going to leave the QT60 in the van because that's also 10 and 12 meter, and I'm getting my tech license hopefully sometime this month. Going to take a test. So that will probably end up in the Pathfinder. Might do an install video on that in the future, but I think that about wraps it up.